Welcome to Documentary Pulse, envisioning a scenario permeated by malevolence and decadence, where humans yearn to establish connections with angelic beings. Daughters end up conceiving children from their own fathers. Today, we will delve into the narrative of Lot, a man whose decisions placed him at the epicenter of extraordinary events. Be prepared to witness the judgment and divine wrath that will culminate in the annihilation of a civilization. In light of this, I request your support, expressed through likes and subscribing to the channel. I invite you to stay with us until the conclusion of this intriguing storyline. Why did Lot's daughters lie down with their own father? Lot's story, a biblical figure, begins with uncertainty about the origin and meaning of his name. Some scholars suggest that it may represent the idea of a covering veil, thus indicating a reference to the importance of presenting oneself well before others. According to the Bible, after his father's death, Lot left the Ur of the Chaldeans and traveled to Haran, accompanied by his grandfather Terah, his uncle Abraham, and Sarah. When Abraham left Haran after Terah's death, Lot followed him to Canaan. During a period of great famine in Canaan, Lot and Abraham went down to Egypt and settled there. However, after being deceived, the Pharaoh of Egypt expelled Abraham and Sarai, causing Lot to return with them to Canaan. During this time, both Abraham and Lot prospered significantly. Their flocks grew to the point where the region could no longer accommodate both, leading to disputes between the shepherds. The contrast between Abraham and Lot in the biblical narrative is evidenced mainly by the fundamental choices they make in the face of opportunities and challenges presented on their journeys. Abraham is characterized by his obedience and trust in God's promises, which is reflected in how he conducts his life. His faith guides his choices, becoming a notable example of someone who places divine will above earthly interests. It is essential to recall the episode of the three mysterious visitors in Mamre. One day, Abraham is seated at the entrance of his tent under the oak trees of Mamre when he suddenly perceives the presence of three men before him. The intensity of the account suggests that these visitors possess an extraordinary nature, as Abraham quickly prostrates himself in reverence before them. At this moment, he demonstrates remarkable hospitality, inviting them to stay and rest while offering water to wash their feet and food to restore their strength. During this encounter, Abraham and Sarah receive surprising and transformative news. One of the visitors reveals that at the same time next year, Sarah, though already old, would have a child. This divine promise echoes an earlier assurance to Abraham of numerous offspring, likened to stars. The visit to Mamre underscores Abraham's hospitality and the intimate bond between him and God. In contrast, Lot appears increasingly influenced by material temptations and prosperous opportunities, leading to their separation. Abraham graciously allows Lot to choose land first, prioritizing harmony and spiritual maturity over conflicts. Lot selects the lush Jordan plains near Sodom, drawn by material allurements, highlighting his vulnerability. In contrast, Abraham remains spiritually steadfast. Lot settles in Sodom, attaining social prominence but facing moral dilemmas due to the city's wickedness, as described by Peter in the New Testament. A battle unfolded in which Mesopotamian kings overpowered Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, Zeboim, and Zoar, leading to Lot's capture. Upon learning of this, Abraham assembled a rescue force, resulting in a nighttime battle to recover Lot's belongings. Despite the conflict, Lot opted to remain in Sodom. Subsequently, angels visited the city, exposing its pervasive corruption. God, dismayed by the extent of wickedness, resolved to destroy it. Lot's attempt to defuse the situation by offering his daughters underscored the city's detrimental influence on him. Amidst the chaos, Abraham bravely interceded, pleading for mercy on behalf of the righteous. This audacious dialogue echoes James 5:16, underscoring the potency of a righteous person's prayer. The narrative progresses with Abraham's bold negotiation with God, questioning the possibility of sparing the city for the sake of the righteous, as expressed in Psalm 86:15. This declaration emphasizes God's compassion and readiness to heed fervent intercessions. The story unveils divine compassion and underscores the significance of persistence in seeking justice and mercy. When God resolved to destroy the cities, including Sodom and Gomorrah, a significant event unfolded. Before Sodom's destruction, Lot and his family were rescued by two angels, a manifestation of divine mercy and God's commitment to the covenant with Abraham. Despite warnings, Lot's wife disobeyed and was transformed into a pillar of salt, illustrating the consequences of disregarding divine guidance. Lot, spared from destruction, still faces moral consequences for his choices, dwelling near Sodom, exposing his family to corruption. This struggle reflects contemporary challenges for Christians in morally conflicted societies. After leaving Sodom, Lot and his daughters sought refuge in a small city, taking shelter in a cave, symbolizing human tendency to seek isolation in adversity. This choice contrasts with Abraham's unwavering trust in God's plan amidst uncertainties. This raises the question of how traumatic experiences can affect one's ability to fully engage in life and relationships. In this place, Lot's daughters, fearing for their safety and lacking prospects for husbands, devised a plan to preserve their family lineage. They intoxicated their father and, driven by a lack of understanding of moral norms, each lay with Lot on successive nights to conceive offspring from this incestuous union. From this, Moab and Ben-Ammi were born, giving rise to the nations of the Moabites and Ammonites, who caused various problems for the Israelites throughout biblical history. The narrative about Lot in the Bible continues, highlighting his complex relationship with his daughters after the events in Sodom. However, after this point, Lot's story remains without further details. It is uncertain whether he managed to rebuild his life or ended his days in the cave in the mountains where the events with his daughters took place. The Apostle Peter mentions Lot in his second epistle, referencing the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot had the opportunity to learn from Abraham, recognized as the father of faith, but unlike his uncle, Lot did not follow the path of faith, choosing to be guided by his own perceptions and desires. This personal approach resulted in significant afflictions and left deep marks on his family. The narrative of Sodom and Gomorrah emphasizes the significance of making ethical decisions despite cultural pressures. Paul, in his letter to the Romans, urges believers not to conform to worldly standards, but to be transformed by renewing their minds, as mentioned in Romans 12:2. This passage underscores the need for contemporary Christians to uphold their faith and moral values steadfastly, irrespective of external influences. May Lot's story serve as inspiration for you. Share your thoughts in the comments and send this video to your friends and family. May God bless you, and see you soon.